Imagine stepping back in time to a gathering place that has been the soul of a city for centuries. This is Lyabi Hauz, which simply means by the pool in Persian. Built over the 16th and 17th centuries, it's one of the most beloved and atmospheric spots in the ancient city of Bukhara. The absolute center of this historic plaza is the pool itself, an artificial reservoir constructed around 1620. This was no small fountain. It was the largest reservoir in the city, fed directly by the main canal that runs through the old town. Back then, this water was essential. Professional water carriers would fill up large leather bags here and deliver water to wealthy clients throughout the city. The pool is surrounded on three sides by historically significant structures, each telling its own story. But the pool's construction has a dramatic legend attached. It's said that a powerful minister, Nodir Devonbegi, desperately wanted to build a reservoir where a woman's house stood. When she refused to sell the land, the minister had a channel secretly built underneath her home. The water began to wash away the walls, forcing the unhappy woman to finally sell the lot. For a long time, people secretly called it the Pool of Violence. Look closely at the square, and you'll see ancient mulberry trees. These trees are even older than the pool. They were here about 150 years before the water arrived. Their shade suggests these have been a popular meeting spot for a very long time. Early visitors to the square recalled an energetic scene full of life. Jugglers, storytellers, musicians, and even Indian snake charmers. For hundreds of years, the public used these pools for bathing and drinking. However, about a century ago, this use had to be stopped when disease began to spread from the stagnant water. But even with the water's purpose changed, the spirit of the square remains. Today, locals still flock to Lyabi Hauz. It's their central spot to drink tea, play board games, and socialize. While you might see modern additions like mobile shops and hair music, the plaza still holds on to its original timeless style. Imagine a city that has been a beating heart of trade, culture, and power for over 2,000 years. That city is Bukhara. Located in the middle of the desert, built on a fertile oasis, Bukhara was never just a rest stop for caravans. It was a world unto itself. Its origins date back to the first millennium BC, and by the middle of the first millennium AD, it was already a massive urban center. It was a true melting pot, a cultural crossroads where the most important routes of the legendary Silk Road converged. welcoming people of every religion and background from Persia, India, China, and Russia. In the 8th century, after the Arab conquest, Bukhara's significance exploded. It was chosen as the capital of the powerful Samanid kingdom, and from that moment on, it became one of the greatest intellectual and religious hubs in the Islamic world.
The students pray.
It had the distinction of being named one of the 7 noble cities of Islam, and for centuries it was often called the Central Asian Mecca. Think of it. Between the 9th and 16th centuries, the city boasted over 200 mosques and more than 100 massive religious schools known as madrasahs. A city so rich and powerful was naturally a target. Bukhara's story is a dramatic history of powerful empires taking control, each one leaving their indelible mark. The mighty Genghis Khan invaded and swept through in 1220. Later, the Great Concurrency War took control. While these rulers shaped the city, the features we admire most today come from a specific dazzling era, the Sheibanid Dynasty. In the 16th century, the Sheibanids made Bukhara their capital and poured vast wealth into its construction. They filled the city center with magnificent buildings, imposing madrasahs, majestic mosques, and intricate domes designed for markets. This wasn't just construction, it was a grand vision of city planning. Under their leadership, Bukhara became a spectacular showpiece, drawing in scholars and travelers from across the globe. While Bukhara was just one of many prosperous cities in the region, what makes it so breathtaking today isn't a single isolated monument, but the city itself. The Sheibanids' high level of urban planning was so profound that it influenced down development across Central Asia. And here is the truly incredible part. The city was so perfectly designed and so carefully preserved that the layout of the streets, the harmony between the residences, businesses and monuments, and the overall appearance of the old town hasn't changed in over 500 years. When you walk through the historic center of Bukhara today, you are not just seeing old buildings. You are experiencing the most complete, unspoiled example of a Central Asian medieval city that remains anywhere in the world. It's a literal, open-air museum, a living, breathing testament to every stage of its long, dramatic story. This deep history is woven into the fabric of its people too. For example, alongside the Uzbek majority, there was a unique community of Bukhara Jews whose presence here can be traced back to the 5th century BC speaking an intriguing blend of Jewish and Tajik languages. Bukhara's importance extends far beyond trade and architecture. For centuries, it has been considered a holy place, earning the nickname the Central Asian Mecca. Between the 9th and 16th centuries, it was the largest center for Sufi theology in the Near East. The city is dotted with holy shrines and was honored as the cultural capital of the Islamic world in 2020. Its incredible history led to its entire historic center being recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993. So, from the majestic 10th century tomb of Ismail Samani to the 16th century Kalyan minaret, once famously nicknamed the Tower of Death, the city is a collection of architectural wonders. But the real magic is the one overall townscape, a quiet, harmonious layout that transports you instantly back in time.